If you ever want to see just how bipolar and confused the average American leftist really is, just turn on The View. You know, in the span of just a few weeks, these people have gone from platforming Fred Trump, who's just the latest irrelevant Trump extended family member, to get in on the family grift of writing books about Donald Trump that only insane people will buy, to now saying that Jeff Wallace is an idiot who should mind his own business and just shut up if he doesn't have anything nice to say about his brother. But first, I'm going to show you, this is who these people really are.
I have family who are diehard Trump supporters. I have family who are diehard Harris supporters, and I have friends on both of those. And this is why I say, like, we shouldn't demean Trump supporters. We shouldn't call them names. We shouldn't say they're cultists or ignorant.
They have issues.
Because we all have them in our lives, and we all have them in our lives, and we love them. And you know how you reach them? Because I engage, and I don't do it trying to tell them they're wrong. I tell them my experience, why I am going a certain way, and I meet them where they are. And if they don't change, it's not going to change my relationship with them.
I do think we should call them names, and I think Donald Trump. I think Tim Walz's brother is dumb as hell, because if he gets into that vice presidential mansion, he's going to miss a lot of good parties if he's estranged from his brother.
Yeah, this is the American left in a nutshell. You know, you got one pretend conservative trying to sound like a centrist, while the other pretend conservative calls Jeff Wallace dumb as hell because he's missing an opportunity to benefit off the fantasy that his worthless brother becomes vice president, right? This is who these people are, right? And this woman, Ana Navarro, if you don't know a lot about her, she claims she's voting against Trump because she fears the socialism that she fled in Nicaragua. But she's voting for the closest thing to a communist to ever run for president in the United States. I mean, that's her in a nutshell, right? And Joy says we shouldn't give our MAGA friends and family a hard time because they got issues. This is coming from Joy Behar. Joy Behar says that other people have issues. This is who these people are, right? And I'm going to show you Sunny Hostin's reaction to Jeff Wallace, right? And how he should just say nothing if he doesn't have anything nice to say about his brother. But first, this is how she treated one of Trump's random nephews that hasn't seen him in 40 years.
My dad's dream was to become an airline pilot, which he did. Donald and my grandfather disparaged him for that. In fact, Donald called him a glorified bus driver.
Wow.
So
Jealous.
Well, I'd like to see Donald, or maybe I wouldn't like to see Donald fly a plane.
No.
But Donald was always a driven guy, hated to lose. So when he's called a loser, that drives him nuts.
Oh, that's good information.
It's going to be rough in September for him.
November.
Yeah.
It's going to be tough for him in
November. I meant.
Let me ask you this, because back in the 70s when you were a preteen, you write about hearing your uncle Donald Trump use the worst racial slur twice while ranting to you about his car being damaged. And you're not the first person to claim that Donald Trump trafficked in this kind of language, right? Though he continues to deny it. Do you have any doubt that you heard that slur?
I was there. I have absolutely no doubt whatsoever. Twice he used the N-word. Now, to put it into context, and what troubles me even more than that is that he did not know who slashed the roof of his Eldorado.
He assumed.
He assumed.
Yeah.
It was
That's the more revealing part.
And interesting, Sonny, about the same time, I had a bike stolen. I grew up in Jamaica. We all grew up in Jamaica, Queens. Me in Jamaica, them and my grandparents and Donald, my father, in Jamaica States. Regardless, I had a bike stolen by 3 black kids. And unfortunately, my dad wasn't around at the time, so the police called and said, "We found your bike." My mom asked Donald if he could go to the police station with me. And they had this kid, and I remember he was my age. And Donald he absolutely wanted to see this kid put in jail. And as wise as I possibly could be at 10 years old, I said, I don't want to ruin this kid's life. Just think of what that's going to do to this kid. You know, I got the bike back, I'm fine with it. Flash forward 17 years later, Central Park 5.
Wow.
5 kids who were found, were exonerated. He screamed out for the death penalty in a full-page ad.
Full-page ad in the top.
Just pay attention to how these people actually operate, right? And always remember, if Donald Trump was even half as bad or half as evil as they say he is, they wouldn't have to lie. They wouldn't have to misrepresent. They wouldn't have to manipulate anything. They would just tell it like it is. But they can't, right? And this whole Central Park 5 garbage, is a perfect example. I mean, the way they present this information, just listen to his nephew. He says, these kids were exonerated. And then he took out a full-page ad in the Times talking about the death penalty. They make it sound like that's some linear order of events, and it's not even close. They were exonerated in 2002. Donald Trump's ad was in 1989 when the crime actually took place. But these people want to make it sound like he's the one and only person on all of planet Earth that got it wrong. And he's not. I mean, the state of New York alleged that these kids were guilty, and they put them on trial. A jury agreed. They were convicted. There's nothing wrong with Donald Trump commenting on a heinous local crime as a private citizen of New York. But these people, they can't possibly let you know any of that. They can't possibly let you think that there's nothing to it, right? But this is how The View does it, man. And specifically Sunny Hostin, man. This is how she treated an obscure Trump extended family member, just spreading vitriol, man. Just, he's a hero, right? But this is how she treats the brother of her favorite stolen valor governor.
And I'm really disturbed by the fact that these siblings, brothers, have not spoken to each other for 8 years. And not only are they estranged, one is coming out against his brother, who is running for the second highest office in the land, and is saying, I 100% fundamentally, ideologically don't agree with him. That's fine. But as Tim Walz says, mind your own damn business then. If you don't agree with Tim Walz, you don't agree with your brother, keep it to yourself and keep those family dynamics to yourselves. And I would be devastated if my son were in that position.
What happened at the end of the story,
I just want to finish.
Oh, sorry.
If I'd be devastated if my son were in that position and my daughter would come out and say, I 100% am voting for his opponent. I can't see
it's not going
in
to
my family that
and the brother put it on Facebook.
Yeah. So Fred Trump is a brave hero, and Jeff Wallace should just shut the hell up, right? And not be speaking out against his brother. But I mean, here's the interesting thing to me about these two very different family members, right? Jeff Wallace made a comment on Facebook to a friend of his. He didn't release any kind of statement. He doesn't want the attention, right? Just a statement to his friend talking about what a dangerous, characterless commie that his brother is. And he's the bad guy, right? But Fred Trump writes a book in an attempt to profit off poor TDS victims and people that watch The View, and he's the good guy. But you tell me, man, which one of these guys, which one of these situations feels more credible? Which one feels more real? The guy making what he thinks is a comment to a friend that's going to go unnoticed, that no one's going to care about? Or the guy whose purpose is literally to get noticed, right? I mean, it's just another example of who these people really are and how they're not even attempting to hide their real motivations anymore. And people still don't get it. A lot of people still don't get it, but it's remarkable stuff. And that's all I got, guys. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. If you haven't already, be a part of our growth. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe. Most importantly, share the channel. I'll see you in the next one.